Hello everybody, welcome to GIS E-Pathshala, Social Science History. Chapter 3 is ruling the countryside. Now, ruling the countryside means, now you see the countryside means rural area or farmland. Countryside means rural area or farmland means the small villages. Those are totally doing the agriculture work, small artisans are there, more, big industries, all things were not there. Now see, ruling the countryside means, see, first we are recalling the previous things. What happened after the Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar? Slowly, all the things gone down. Then afterwards, what the Britishers thought that now we should become the Nawab only. We don't want the puppet Nawab. They are making the puppet Nawabs, but the puppet Nawabs are not working. Were not working according to their wish. So at last, what Britishers thought that now we want to become the Nawab. Then they took all the maximum places under different policies, and after that they started the work as a administrator also. As they came as the traders only, their main aim is trading only, but now they thought that we should start the administrator work also. And after the Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey, at last they got the Diwani right of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Diwani rights. They got the Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Diwani right means they got the collection right to collect the tax. Right to collect the tax. See what happened, the ruler is there. Ruler was there. The Mughal emperor was there because pen ruler of India was the Mughal emperor. Mughal emperor was there. So people are thinking, what the people were thinking that our ruler was there, but ruler was has no right to collect the revenue. So he was not getting any source of finance or money. Now the all the rights got by the British East India Company. British East India Company got the right of to collect the revenue. See Robert Clive accepting the Diwan. See this picture is given in your textbook also. See the Robert Clive is getting the right of Diwani from the Mughal Empire. So now Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, he got the right to collect the revenue. Diwani means the collect the revenue and Diwan means he became the person who is collecting the tax. Diwan he is called the Diwan. Now see what happened. Grant of Diwani and financial power. Grant of Diwani and financial power on 12th August 1765, the Mughal Emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. So East India Company got the right Diwani right of Bengal. As Diwan, the company became the chief financial of administrator of the territory under its control. Now, company became the chief financial administrator. Now, company can collect the tax. So now the money is coming with the company and company is taking the money. Now it had to think the administrating the land and organizing the revenue resources. Now what they thought that, see, we are collecting the money from the same money, they have to do the things. They are collecting the money from them. Their main aim is trading only. Say they want to do trade only. Maximum they want to do trade and maximum they want to earn money from India. So now what happened? They thought that along with the administration, we should do something for land and organizing revenue resources. From where we can get the revenue, that for that we have to work hard. Like that they thought. This had to be done in a way that could yield enough revenue to meet growing expenses of the company. Now see, company had many expenses. Company had many expenses, so now they have to think that how to earn maximum amount so that we can take out our all the expenses. We can cover our all the expenses. A trading company had also ensured that it could buy and the products it needed and sell what it wanted. See, they want to purchase the product and they want to sell the product. Now see, what are the policies of company? What are the expenses of company? East India Company need money to purchase good in India and export them. Purchase good in India and export them. Now they want to purchase goods from India and they want to export them. To run the administration. In administration work, whatever are there who are sitting to run all the administrative work also they need money. To maintain an army. Now they want to maintain the army also, for that also they need money. Fund the numerous wars that they fought both in India and abroad. Whatever they were doing, for they funds the numerous wars. Whatever wars they fought in India and outside, for that also they needed the fund. Their main aim was to make as much money as possible. See, now their aim is only one, that anyhow any cost exploiting any people, We want to earn maximum amount. Their main source of income was revenue from land. See, the main source of income was revenue from land. Warren Hastings gave the right to collect revenue from an area to the highest bidder. But this system failed as bids were made for the amount much more than what the land could actually produce. They never got full amount. For this reason, they introduced new revenue systems. See now what happened that they want maximum money. Now what they were doing, they were collecting the revenue from Bengal. Whatever collection they are getting from Bengal, from that only they are purchasing the goods, and then the same thing they are exporting to their own country. Now what happened previously, they are bringing gold and silver from their place. They are giving gold and silver to the our merchants or our business persons or whatever they are there, and they are taking the goods and they are sending to their own country. But now what happened? No gold, no silver was coming. Whatever revenue they are collecting from that revenue only they are purchasing the things and they are sending. So the same amount, the whatever amount of land revenue they are collecting from Bengal, that money is only in the circulation, and from that only they are purchasing and sending the things. So no gold or silver was coming in our country. Now gold and silver was coming in Bengal. Now because of this, the revenue collected in Bengal could finance the purchase of the goods for export. Soon it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. See, because of that, Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis, because no gold, no silver, nothing was coming. The same money was rotating and circulating in the market. Artisans were deserting villages since they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low price. See now what the Britishers were doing, they are saying the artisans that sell the things in very low cost. So now they are saying that we don't want to make the things. No money we are getting, no profit we are getting, that why should we make? So they are not making also. Peasants were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them. See, peasants, farmers were also too much worried because they can't pay whatever the demand was there of British East India Company. So they were also worried, and so they were also not doing cultivation work much more. And the what happened, the and artisans production was declined and the agriculture cultivation showed the sign of collapse. Then in 1770, a terrible famine killed 10 million people in Bengal. See, then after that in 1770, a terrible famine came. Famine means the things were not there, and because of the necessary things were not available, people are not getting the food and basic need things. So one type of, हम हिंदी भाषा में बोलते भूख मरा, लोगों को खाना भी नहीं मिल रहा था. और वो 1770 में वॉट एवर द फेमाइन केम इन दैट, how many people? 10 million people were in Bengal lost their lives. 10 million people in Bengal lost their life. Because of that, what happened now? Britishers were totally worried. Little bit they were in worried that now we should do something. If we are not getting revenue, how we will do the things? How we can run our further things in India? So now they started another thing. See what happened in Bengal, growth of and problem and common people. See, it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. Artisans were deserting villages since they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low price. See, now somebody will tell me forcefully that you sell your goods at low price, then I will say now I don't want to make. I am not getting anything, why I should make? Peasants were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them. Artisanal products was in decline and the agriculture cultivation saw sign of collapse. Collapse means पूरा टूट गया ऐसा. जो पहले फॉर्म था, जिसके ऊपर ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ थी, जिससे ज़्यादा कलेक्शन आता था, वो पूरा टूट गया ऐसा. Then in 1770, a terrible famine killed 10 million people in Bengal. About 1/3 of the population was wiped out, means 1/3 of the population lost their lives. So now population is less population, that less revenue income, they will get the less tax. Britishers also worried that what to do. And at last they thought that we should do something from agriculture, because now they are going in the countryside, means village area, they should do the agriculture. We should do something improvement in agriculture, more agriculture things will be there, then only we can get revenue. So now they introduced the Permanent Settlement Act in 1793. This scheme was introduced by Lord Cornwallis. See, this scheme was introduced by Lord Cornwallis. The revenue to be collected from an area was fixed permanently with no scope of Revision. The local zamindar was asked to collect revenue from peasants. Every year he had to pay fixed amount by certain date. Now see what happened. Britishers thought that alone we cannot do anything. See, suddenly somebody is new is coming for some business purpose to sell something in our house. We cannot put faith on him. But if our close friend, our close relative is there with the person, and our relative is saying that no, this is a faithful person, you should purchase these things, then we are immediately thinking that we should take the things. So one person should be in, mediator should be there. Those who are there, Britishers thought that directly we cannot do these things, we should keep one mediator, and the mediator should be the person who was there from the long time, who was considered as a good citizen of the place, town or village, small village. People has total faith on them, like zamindar, landlord. That type of person should be there in between to collect the revenue. So Britishers made one person, appoint one person, a zamindar, between the Britishers and the peasants, farmers, cultivators, whatever say. So between them, one person is there, the zamindar, village zamindar or landlord, to on whom all the peoples were having faith. That type of person is there in between. That person has to collect the revenue from the peasants, and he has to give the revenue to the company, and the revenue amount is fixed only. Suppose it is fixed that 100 rupees, the British East India Company told the zamindar in mediator person that you should give me 100 rupees at the end of the year. Further, if you are getting 150, 200, whatever extra is yours, and fixed date is given up during this time, he has to collect and he has to pay to the company. Because of these things, what happened? Company thought that we are getting the fixed income. Company thought that we are getting the fixed income and we should not go to the farmers for the collection. So now the zamindar is there, and what the zamindar is also thinking, that if I have to give only the fixed amount to them, if further more I am getting, that should be mine. So at the same time, zamindar is also working hard for the land and all the things, that if the more production is there, I will get more things, more amount, then I will also earn more after giving to the Britishers. So the mediator person is there. The zamindar was asked to collect the revenue from the peasants. Every year he had to pay a fixed amount by a certain date. But afterwards, what happened in this also, some problems are there. How the problems are there, that we are saying some good things are there and some advantages are there and some disadvantages are there. See now, advantages in advance was advantageous to the company. See, in advance means in the beginning company thought it was very advantageous. Now no need to collection and all the things. The zamindar would directly come and give us the amount and all the things, and we are getting the fixed regular income, ensured regular income to the company. Fixed amount at fixed time was collected. Fixed amount at fixed time they were getting. No trouble of collecting it from each peasant. There is no trouble of collecting from each peasant. But after some time, there are crises and these things. See, certain things after certain period we are doing, then something comes in our mind that this is better. Always this happens. In studies also it happens. As you grow higher, you will get some of the new ideas that I was doing like that previously, but now this is better for me. So like that, the new things came in the mind. Now, disadvantage. Peasants suffer terribly under these things. See, permanent settlement has, however, created problems. Company officials soon discovered that the zamindars were in fact not investing in the improvement of the land. See, now what happened? Zamindars were not investing money. They are saying that the peasants also, that you do the maximum production, you do the maximum production and give me the tax. The revenue that had been fixed was so high that the zamindars found it difficult to pay. See, in between, from outside, all the things are very good. Zamindar also that then I will get more money. But finally, what happened after some time, the revenue amount was so high that the peasants were not able to pay, and it was difficult for the zamindar to collect the revenue from the peasants, and he has to give to the East India Company. Now, because of that, the zamindar was in tents. And sometimes whatever, zamindars were losing their land because they are not paying revenue to the British East India Company. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue lost his zamindari. See, the zamindar who was not able to pay, he was losing the land. Numerous zamindars were sold off at auction organized by the companies. Numerous zamindar was sold off, means their lands were taken by the British East India Company. By the first decade in the 19th century, the situation changed. The price in the market rose and the cultivation slowly expanded. That means increase in the income of the zamindar but no gain for the company, since it could not increase a revenue demand that had been fixed permanently. See, one revenue income is fixed permanently, but what happened? There was new things came, cultivation increased, more revenue came, more things were there. But whatever amount was fixed by the company, Zamindar was paying that much only. And here Zamindar was getting more revenue and more income. Profit they are getting. Even the zamindars did not have an interest in improving the land. Now, zamindar was not interested to improve the land quality. Whatever cultivators were doing, they were doing. Why I should spend my amount on that? Like that, zamindars were thinking. As long as the zamindar could not got the land to tenant and get rent, they were not interested in improving the land. They were not, because they were in risk that if I am not getting my profit, so they were not involving in their money in the betterment of the land. But at the same time, another thing came for with on the side of the peasants. What happened? On the other hand, the villagers, the cultivators found the system extremely oppressive. Extremely oppressive means exploitation was there. The rent he paid to the zamindar was high, and high right on the land was insecure. See now whatever the zamindar was asking for the revenue, that was much more according to the land. So it was difficult for the peasants to pay the amount to the zamindar. And if the amount they cannot pay, if the revenue they cannot pay to the zamindars were taking their land. And that they feel that the land was our right, from the our ancestors were doing farming on the land, and this land, our right is there on this land. But the zamindars were taking the land, so they were without the land. So they were worried that this land was our ancestors' land. We have the right on this land, and the zamindars were taking those lands. To pay the rent, he had to often take a loan from the money lenders. See, many a time they had to take the loan from the money lenders, and if they can't pay the loan to money lenders, the money lenders are snatching their land also. So now, and the land was, they were cultivating from generation, from ancestors generations, they were doing the work on that land. The land were going on the hand of the money lenders. So such type of problems were there. So at last these things were also not proper. This also created a mass and problems in the among the British East India Company, money lenders, zamindars, peasants, all are worried and all cannot work properly in a proper manner. All are some or other way they are thinking that we are exploited, and all are the exploitation was there. Now see one word again and again coming in history: alien rulers. See, alien rulers means in present time what we are thinking, alien means somebody came from the another planet. To them we are saying that the person is an alien. So like that at that time Britishers came from the another country. So they are counted as the alien ruler. Those who are the ruler of our country, they are counted as the our rulers, and those who came from the outside, far from the other country, they are counted as the alien ruler. So when the permanent settlement act, they thought that we are the alien rulers, so we have to keep somebody, the proper local ruler in between. So alien ruler word is coming in history also. Alien ruler means somebody came from outside. See, again I am saying now what happened after the Britishers got the Diwani right of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Totally Bengal was ruined. Exploitation was there. Artisans were not ready to work. Agriculture sector also collapsed. Then Britishers were worried. Famine came. Afterwards, the Britishers were worried. They thought we should do something related to agriculture. They started the Permanent Settlement Act. Cornwallis introduced the Permanent Settlement Act. And after the Permanent Settlement Act also, that work didn't work properly. Some of the problems were there. And after that, again they introduced the new things, new schemes that we are going to see in our next video lecture. Thank you.